Welcome, my dear students, to our class, Mathematics. We are starting a new chapter, which is about Unit 7, Lesson 1, the first lesson. So Unit 7 is about measurement. Measurement. So when we say measurement, it's too wide, but in this chapter we are learning the measurement of solid figures only, solid figures. If you remember, the figures that you have learned up to now were two-dimensional, but in here it will be three-dimensional figures. So before we start this unit, what are you expected when you finish this unit? maxaa laga rabaa cutubkan marka uu dhamaado aad baratid maxaa laga rabaa waxyaabihii laga rabay ayaynu eegaynaa bal. So here we have unit outcomes. After completing this unit, you should be able to solve problems involving surface area and volume of solid figures. My dear students, when you finish this unit, when you learn it clearly, then what you are expected is what? You should have to solve surface area and volumes of solid figures. This is one thing that you are expected, that you will check yourself. Second, you should have to know basic facts about frustums of coins and the pyramids. What else are you expected to know? Basic facts about what? Frustums of coin, frustums of pyramid. There are two types of frustums that we will learn: frustum of pyramid and frustum of coins. Therefore, you are expected to know the basic facts about this. It will be new to you. My dear, these are the outcomes that you are expected after you finish this unit. Now, let us see what are solid figures. Now, geometrical figures that have three dimensions, length, width, and height, are called solid figures. So in this chapter, we are learning how the measure is, or the measurement of solid figures. What are solid figures? They are the figures that have three dimensions. The three dimensions are what? Length, width, height. They have this. There are a lot of figures in our daily life that we see in our daily life. Figures like the barrel that we use for water. Shahana badano saddex dinlayaan ayaa jira. Sida foostada aanu isticmaalnay inaan biyaha ku shubano oo kale. Saddex din bay leedahay. Sida sanduuqa oo kale, sanduuqyada oo kale, kaartoonada oo kale, biscuitka kaartoonka ku jira oo kale. It is three-dimensional figures. So let us see some examples about the three-dimensional figures. For example, cube, prism, cylinder, coin, pyramid are three-dimensional figures. They are called solid figures. So in here, we are going to learn prism. We are going to learn cylinder, coin, pyramid. Okay. In this unit, you will learn more about surface areas and volume of solid figures. You will learn more about what? There were some parts that you have learned in your grade 9. And here you will learn more, deeply you will learn about what you have learned in grade 9 and 8. Surface areas of volumes of solid figures, like the cylinder and the prism may be. You will learn in this chapter surface areas and volumes of composite solids and frustums of pyramids and coins. Again, here you will learn what? Surface areas and volumes of composite solid figures. What are composite solid figures? Solid figures that consist in more than one. Again, you will learn what? Frustum of a pyramid, frustum of a coin. These are new to you. So in this chapter, you will learn these things. My dear students, I hope that it is clear what you are going to learn and what they are. Now we will try to start our lesson. I hope that you are ready. Yes, you are ready, I hope. Now let us start. Revision on surface areas and volumes of prism and cylinders. My dear students, this lesson is a revision. When we say revision, it means something that you have already learned in previous classes. Maybe in your grade 9, in grade 8, you have learned. You have something about it. So we are going to revise what you have learned, directly as well as indirectly. Because the words prism and cylinder are not new to you. Cylinders are not new to you, isn't it? Now let us see. Here we will learn deeply. Let E1 and E2 be two parallel planes and a line intersecting both planes and R be a region in E1. We have two planes. The two planes are parallel. There is a line that intersects both of them, joins both of them, and there is a region R in plane E1. Now let us see. It is like this. E1 is the first plane, is the lower plane. E2 is the upper plane. The two planes are parallel. L is a line that joins both of them. Again, we have R in E1. The region R is in E1. It is not defined shape, the shape of R, whatever it is. Again, let us see. For each point of R, let B prime be the point in E2 such that BB prime, the segment BB prime is parallel to L. What does it mean this? Let us see the figure. When we look at the figure, you may understand clearly. This is the figure. Look the points. There is a segment formed now. The segment formed from what? BB prime. BB prime is parallel to what? To L. Okay. The union of all points B prime is a region R prime in E2 corresponding to the region R in E1. The union of all segments BP prime is called solid region D. Look, this is the solid region D. The segment is BB prime. They are what? Lines that join the two R's, the R in E1 and the R prime in E2. So they join it, they form it some figure. This figure is called solid region D. And if you look at it in another way, this solid is called maybe cylinder. Let us see. This solid region is known as a cylinder. So cylinder is a figure that has a base. Again, our base, it has two bases. Again, there is what? A part between them, the two bases. The part is parallel to the line L. Now, based on this, let us learn some important terms. Let us see some important terms. These terms will help us to understand the next lessons, the coming points. Now, here it says, for the cylinder D, the region R is called the lower base. What is the lower base? It is R. Or simply base. And R prime is its upper base. You have two bases, R and R prime. The one below is called lower base. The one at the top is called upper base. Okay. The line L is called directrix. The line that is joining the two planes is called what? Directrix. Okay. The perpendicular distance between E1 and E2 is called altitude. Altitude of the D. That means the cylinder may be. So the distance from where to where? From the plane E1 to the plane E2, particularly perpendicular distance. If it is, we will call it what? We will call it as altitude. Okay, if L is perpendicular to E1, then D is called right cylinder. So we have learned now what we call right cylinder. How can we know whether the cylinder is right or not? We can look only the directrix, the L. the line L that joins the two planes. When we look at it, if it is perpendicular, then we will say what? It is right cylinder. If it is not, it will be oblique. Otherwise, it is an oblique cylinder. If R is a circular region, then D is called circular cylinder. My dear students, here we have learned what we call right cylinder and what we call oblique cylinder. When we say right cylinder, the directrix must be perpendicular to the plane. If it is not perpendicular to the plane, we will call it oblique cylinder. Also, there is what we call circular cylinder. As the name circular tells us, if the base is circular form, then we will call it circular cylinder. Now let us see this in figure. This is oblique cylinder. Do you remember what the oblique cylinder is now? Is now the directrix is not perpendicular, so this is look. Now the directrix L is not perpendicular to the plane. Therefore, this is what? Oblique cylinder. It has two bases, upper base, lower base. Look the bases. The bases are not circular form, they are not, isn't it? So this type of figures are called cylinder. Oblique cylinder, we will call it. Let us see the right cylinder. Right cylinder. What it was right cylinder? Very good. The line L or the directrix form an angle 90 degree with the plane. That means L is perpendicular. Let us see the figure when we see. This is called right cylinder. Do you see? L is what? Perpendicular to the plane. Therefore, this type of cylinders are called right cylinder. Let us see the circular cylinder. Right circular cylinder. The right circular cylinder is in this form. The right cylinder, the line is perpendicular to the plane. Again, the base of the cylinder is what? It is circular form, it is circle. The lower base and upper base, both of them are circles. Therefore, this type of cylinder is called right circular cylinder or simply circular cylinder. These are the familiar one. The one we see in our daily life. Most of our lessons, those we will consider will be the circular cylinders. Now, let us see the surface. Let's see B, the bounding curve of the base reaching R. Let us say this is C. What is this figure? It is cylinder. Let us see the parts of the cylinder. There is a part called lateral surface. There is a part called total surface. There are also two parts. The two parts are what? Lower base, upper base. The lower base and the upper base, there is a part between them, isn't it? The part between them is called lateral surface. B prime by itself is what? It is a lateral surface. Now let us see. The union of all the elements B prime for which B belongs to C is called what is called? Lateral surface of the cylinder. That is the part between the lower base and the upper base. It is called lateral surface. Ardayay qaybta la yiraahdo lateral surface-ku waa qaybta u dhaxaysa labada sal ee dhululubada. Ka soo qaad foostada biyaha lagu shubto oo kale. Foosto waad garan kartaa mar malaynaya. Foostadu maxay leedahay? Qaabka dhululubada oo kale weey. Waxay leedahay sal hoose iyo sal sare. Salka hoose iyo salka sare inta u dhaxaysa maxaa la odhan? Lateral surface. Haddii bal salka hoose iyo salka sare inta u dhaxaysa haddii la qaado la jeexo la gooyo ama la jeexo la fidiyo maxaa ka samaysmaya bartaas? Waxaa ka samaysmaya rectangle camal oo kale, leydi camal oo kale. Inta badan maxaa loo isticmaalaa? dadkii hore oo kaliya albaabay ka dhigan jireen albaab oo kale. Hadda jiingadii waxyaabahaas la isticmaalaa laakiin waagi hore foostada la kala jeex jiray barmiilka unba la jeex jiray. Korkana waa laga qaadi jiray inta yare goobada camalka salka sare, salka hoosena laga goynay, inta dhexe waa la goynay, ka bacdi maxaa la sameeyay? Albaab camal oo kale, jiingad camal oo kale baa laga dhigay. Soo qaybta dhexe ee u dhaxaysa salka iyo laba salka sare iyo salka hoose u dhaxaysa ayaa la yiraahdaa lateral surface. That is called lateral surface of the cylinder. Total surface area. The total surface is the union of the lateral surface and the base of the cylinder. Total surface yaa la yidhahdaa. Total surface waxaa la yidhahdaa lateral surface ka aynu soo aragnay iyo labada base wadartooda ayaa la yidhahdaa. Isu tagga lateral surface ka iyo labada base labadaas ee dhululubada ayaa la yidhahdaa maxay? Total surface area. I hope these are clear, isn't it? I hope that you will never forget. Okay, now let us start the lateral and total surface area of a cylinder. Hadda waxaynu bilaabaynaa sida loo soo saaro lateral surface area iyo total surface area ga dhululbo. Lateral surface area can be found easily if you understood what lateral surface is. The total surface area we can find easily if you understood clearly what the total surface was, isn't it? Now let us see. This is the cylinder. Dhululubadii waatan. Maxay u eg tahay? Qaabkii u u dhowdahay foostadii oo kale. Isn't it? Bermiilkii ama sidaad u taqaaniin. Shaxano badan oo qaabkan le ayaa jira. Han eegna haddaba. Lateral surface area ga waxaa lagu helaa. The lateral surface area waxaa lagu helaa circumference of the base times height. That is 2 by RH. The lateral surface area denoted by AL is equal to what? 2 by RH. This is the lateral surface area. 2 by R tani maxay u taagan tahay? Who can guess? Okay. It is circumference. Waa meeriskii salka waa maxay? Waa goobo. Goobada meeriskeeda maxaa lagu helay circumference-ga? 2 by R baa lagu heli jiraa ama pi times D. So 2 by R times the altitude of the cylinder gives us what we call lateral surface area. So catch, this is very important. It will help us at least the coming points, in the coming points. The total surface area is equal to the sum of the areas of the bases and the lateral surface area. Hadda ka hor maxaan idhi total surface area waa maxay? Waa wadarta lateral surface ka iyo baseska dhululubada. The same. Lateral surface area ma ku darana maxay? Labada base ee dhululubada bidkooda. That means AT is equal to AL plus 2AB. AT maxay u taagan tahay? Total surface area. AL lateral surface area. AP area of the base. 2. What do you think? Why we put it here 2? Because of the two bases. Maadaama uu laba base leeyahay dhululubada ay leedahay base-ka hoose iyo base-ka kore sidaas daraaddeed maxaynu odhanaa 2 wides of area of the base. haddaad mid heshado laba laabtid labadiiba wada shay ka dhigan tahay. Okay, lateral surface area waxaa lagu heli jiray 2 by RH. maxaa lagu helaa bedka goobo? What is the area? By what formula can we find the area of a circle? Very good. By R square, isn't it? Now let us simplify this formula. AT is equal to by RH plus 2 by R squared. Now what is common? What is common? 2 by R is common for them, isn't it? Now let us take and write total surface area is equal to 2 by R times H plus R. After now, we will use these formulas to calculate the lateral surface as well as what? The total surface area of a cylinder. I hope you get the main points of this topic, the lateral surface and total surface area of a cylinder. Now let us see some examples so that we can practice these formulas. Example. Find the lateral and total surface area of the cylinder below. This is the cylinder. We need to find what? The lateral surface area and total surface area of this cylinder. Before we go to the calculation, what do you have? What can you understand from this cylinder? We have what and what? Very good. We have radius, we have the height. Now we can say solution. We are given radius is 2 centimeter, height is 10 centimeter, Now the lateral surface area we can find. Do you remember the formula? Lateral surface area is equals to? Very good. Let us see. Lateral surface area is equal to 2 by RH, 2 by times 2 times 10. And this will give us 40 by centimeter square. Area unit centimeter square. Okay, we will put the square. Don't forget the squares. What about the total surface area? Total surface area is equal to 2 by R times R plus H, which is equals to 2 by times 2 times 2 plus 10, which is equals to 48 by 2 plus 10 is 12 times 2, 24 times another 2, 48 by centimeter square. How is it? So simple, isn't it? Very good. Now let us proceed. Another example. But this example may be to some extent tricky. Let us see together. The total surface area of a circular cylinder is 12 by centimeter square and the altitude is 1 centimeter. Find the radius of the base. We are asking what? Radius of the base. What are we given? The total surface area is given us, isn't it? It is 12 by centimeter square. So we want to find what? The radius when the altitude is 1 centimeter. Let us say solution. We have total surface area and the height. We want to find total surface area is equal to 2 by R times R plus H. Here it is equal to 2 by R times R plus 1. H stands for 1. Now we want R. Now to find R, we will say 12 by is equal to 2 by R times R plus 1. Both sides divided by 2 by. 2 by, if you divide for 12 by will cancel. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So we have 6 is equal to R times R plus 1. When we multiply R to R plus 1, we will get what? R square plus R is equal to 6. So from this we will find this. R square plus R minus 6 is equal to 0. Do you remember, students, this type of equation? What it was? ما حسوتان select نوع أنا كلام. Yeah, it is quadratic equation, isn't it? So we can solve it by what? By the quadratic formula, by whatever you want. By factorization we can solve. So two numbers, when we add 1, when we multiply minus 6, it will be positive 3 and negative 2. So this we can write as R plus 3 times R minus 2 is equal to 0. And this implies R plus 3 is equal to 0 or R minus 2 is equal to 0. From here we will get that R is equal to negative 3 or R is equal to 2. Now we have concluded our question or our example. How much is R? How much is the radius of the base? Is it negative 3 or positive 2? Which one should we take? Radius كم حنا صباحي ما minus 3 بندانا مثل 2 بندانا مثل 2 بندانا. R is equal to 2. Very good, 2, isn't it? Because R is our distance and distance can't be negative. So negative do not concern us. Therefore we will say the radius of the base is 2 centimeter because of its positiveness. That is the reason. How it was, students? Wasn't it very interesting? Very good. Now let us see the volume of a cylinder. Volume of a cylinder. What do you know about volume? What is volume? Volume is what? What is volume? Do you remember what volume is? The measurement of space completely enclosed by the bonding surface of a solid is called volume. That's its volume. So the space it is enclosed, a surface is called volume. So the volume V of a circular cylinder is equal to the product of area of the base and its altitude. So if we want to find the volume of a cylinder, we should have to multiply what? Area of the base times height. What is the area of the base? Look this. This is the cylinder. What is the base? Our base is what? Circle, isn't it? It is circle. So if it is circle, do you remember the area of the base? What is the height? It is given us. So this is the simplest. Volume will be equal to area of the base times height. Volume will be equal to pi r square h, where r is the what? The radius of the base. So after now, if you wanted to calculate the volume of a cylinder, simply multiply pi r square by what? The height of the cylinder. Let us see an example about this. Example, find the volume of the cylinder whose base circumference is 12 by centimeter and whose lateral area is 288 by centimeter squared. My dear students, we wanted to find the volume with a cylinder which its base is 12 by and have lateral surface area of 288 by. To find it, what are we given? What we don't have? Then we will search after that what we want to find. Now let us see together. Follow with me. Solution: C stands for the circumference, lateral surface area is equals to 288 by, and volume is asked us. One thing, if you understand the question, you are a person who got half of the question, half of the answer. Circumference is what? The perimeter of the circle is called circumference. Okay. Volume is obtained by what formula? To find V, first find R and H. Since volume is equal to what? Pi r square H. Volume كم حل ويل جري. Pi r square أو بدك سلكة أو لو قلت height. لابد مننا ما هيسن. So we should have to find R وين هذا H نهذا هذا. كبعد بعد هلي كرتا volume كي. Now let us try to find R. We can find from where? R تال كان كهلي كرنا. Okay, very good. We can find from the circumference. Circumference ka ayanu ka heli karnaa. Why circumference ka haddaan haysano? Circumference wuxuu la mid yahay 2 by r, so we can find from there. Let us see. So C is equal to 2 by r, 12 by is equal to 2 by r, so divide both sides by 2 by, and we will get that r is 6 centimeter. Now, one thing only left to us to find the volume. What is that? The height only. How can we find the height? Again, we should have to use what? The lateral surface area. You remember, lateral surface area is equal to pi RH, which implies 288 by is equal to 2 pi RH. R we have it is 6, 2 times 6, 12, 12 by, divide for 288. 12 by will cancel, 288 if you divide for 12, we will get H 24 centimeter. Now the volume will become easily V is equal to pi r square H by times 6 square times 24. And this will give us 864 by centimeter cubic. Centimeter cubic it will become. How it was? We have practiced only the formulas that we have learned. Now let us see what we call activity. This activity is for you. Now this activity says, which one of the following is true about the right circular cylinder in which the height and diameters are equal? Which one is true? It is choose. Today our activity is choose. Now A, lateral surface area is equal to 4 by R. B, total surface area is equal to 6 by RH. V and C, volume is equal to pi r cubic. And D says total surface area is equal to 4 by r squared. My dear students, do this within 3 minutes. Good luck. Okay, welcome back again. I hope that you did and you get the correct answer. Let us see together the solution. The question says, which one of the following is true about the right circular cylinder in which the height and the diameters are equal? This is the choose, okay? Now to find what is given us from this. saynu uga shaqeyno oo u garano jawaabta saxda inay tahay A, B, C, D midka ay tahay saynu u garano maxaa loo baahan yahay marka hore inaan ilaa maxayna la siiyay what is given us ama maxayna looga sheegay su'aashan waxayna loo sheegay inuu height-ka iyo diameter-ku ay isleeyihiin diameter-ka base-ka so h is equal to d is equal to what 2r, isn't it? That means this implies h is equal to 2r. After now we can find easily but lateral surface area again soo saar 2 by RH baa lagu eri jiray it is 2 by r times 2r waayo height-ka noo noqday 2r. So if we multiply this we will get what 4 by r square. jawaabtu ma eeba maxaa ku qoran 4 by r maxaa ka maqan square-kii baa ka maqan so it is not true run maaha taas waan iska daynaynaa haye bal total surface area-gii baan eegaynaa haddana the total surface area do you remember the formula 2 by r times okay let us see again. So total surface area is equal to 2 by r plus h, 2 by r plus r plus 2r which is equal to 6 by r squared. So D is not. Volume is equal to by r square h which is equal to by r square times 2r which is equal to by r cubic. Therefore the answer is what? C. Therefore the answer is C. Okay, that is all our today lesson. Good luck. Bye bye.